I am right back. I have literally gone nowhere. I legit just hit the hotkey to stop and start recording twice. So... to get to Dark Vale, I've got to go through all of that crap, huh? Alright. Oh, also I have another attribute point. I'm gonna put it in Cunning. Alright, we're going to just go straight there. Not even fooling around. Not that I ever really am, but whenever it comes to dealing with gribbly monsters. Yeah, we're gonna get all the way through this in one swift motion, and then into Dark Vale. I'm serious, I could have swore that Dark Vale, like, had its own... like, that it had its own rift gate. It's kind of weird that it doesn't. Let's get up here. Hiln Raz, the Dark Omen. Cool. So yeah, that doesn't lead anywhere. Now, if I remember right, I'm not sure if those dynamite chests respawn in the same exact spot every time, but I remember where I last saw it, so I'm gonna check there whenever we get there. Now, the reason why I can't just run through this place is that this is the place with those jokers that call down red lightning like I do to them. And that does a ton of damage. So I don't want to get one-shotted by stupid chicanery. Like lightning hijinks. Okay. Go ahead and clear these fellas out so that we don't have to worry about any stragglers from the rear flank. Ooh, goodness. Talk about just being denied. Now that is good damage, but again, we're looking for ridiculous damage. Absurd damage. The kind of damage that makes you go, ugh. Ugh. Chthonic Seal of Binding again. Ugh. Okay. Now it was here. Somewhere around here. Or a spot somewhere like it. Okay. Hello, everyone. El Paso wants to greet you. A vigorous greeting from the barrel of a gun. Dynamite, excellent, wow, cool. I didn't know I could get that here. Fantastic. Here we go. Ugden Bloom? Really? Pal? Guy? Fam? Friend? Ugden Bloom? Okay. Well, there's still a boss here to beat, so let's hope that we are fortunate and have that just go ahead and give us the thing we need. 'Cause if not, that's going to be a little depressing, because then I'm going to have to just go to the main menu and come back. He's dead, I think. Yep. That damage over time is pretty good. Alright, lady. I want a Blood of Chthon. Please give me a Blood of Chthon. Chthonic Seal of Binding, of course. Goodness gracious, okay. Alright. Let's do this the easy way. Yeah, alright. Gonna jump right back in. And then we're going to, once I get back, we're going to go get more dynamite, for one thing, and then we are going to get back to the Ashen Waste and find the chest in there. Wait, no, I just started this recording again, didn't I? Crap. That's how... Wow. That's how out of it I am. Like, my brain is just turning to sludge. I'm just like, ugh.
Skill's not ready.
Yeah, I was like thinking, oh, did I was thinking like, oh man, I didn't end the recording session. Because my brain is just, what's the analog? It's like... You know how, places with security footage, like their cameras are constantly recording, but they're also constantly deleting stuff? Like, dealing with having to do the same crap over and over again is like doing that in my brain, I think. And that's why I was like, well, I guess I gotta end the recording again. And like, no, it hasn't been another hour. Like, I literally just stopped and started it again. I just forgot that because it was wiped by the displeasure of finding out that, no, I wasn't going to get a Blood of Chthon from that chest. Let's get to the Staunton Mine. Get the guaranteed dynamite, and then I'm probably just going to show off how that works. Like, we're just going to do that repeatedly until we have like 10 dynamite or something like that. Oh, goodness, I'm looking at the
I can't do that
compass
yet.
trying to navigate. Yeah, I mean, this ain't exactly... Let's say this ain't exactly the best part of this game is dealing with this stuff, but you know, it is what it is. No game is perfect, and every game is going to have something like this in it that has any kind of crafting or items or random loot drops or any of that. And you know, if it didn't, there would be the argument of like, oh well, you know, it's too such and such is too easy or too deterministic to get, and that is its own like thing, you know?
That skill's not ready.
Now where's that guaranteed dynamite? I'm just picking it up and leaving. Thank you, thank you, boys, fellas, whatever. And there's another dynamite back there that I want, so I guess I am dealing with them, even if I don't want to. Thank you, boys, fellas, jerks. Buttholes. Okay, I want to say that that's it. Go ahead and get to the main menu, come back. Do it again. The very much not glamorous side of this game. Like I said. Oh man. I guess I could talk about just about anything, you know, since we're just kind of rolling around. I don't know. Today's another good day. Feels like a good day for recording, even if this long-winded, so to speak, like, trek that we're having to deal with right now is kind of overstaying its welcome. I had, some mini frozen burgers, like sliders from Sam's earlier today. I forget what the brand is. It might even just be Member's Mark, but they were really good. Had them with some chili cheese Fritos, which I'm a fan of, even if I need to stop eating them. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of to talk a little bit in a meta manner for a minute. Like, I kind of don't mind sojourns that take one off of the main course of a game, like the one that we're on right now, like going through this whole rigmarole to get the Bloodicathon, to be able to get an upgrade rune thing that'll give us ridiculous, hopefully ridiculous damage. I don't mind them, and I can, in fact, and often do enjoy them, but whenever they start wearing out their welcome, and I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to feel, but like, there's a point where it just kind of, your eyes kind of glaze over, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm just doing this now, you know? Ditto for the dynamite farming, that it feels very, well, I guess I'm just doing this now. Like, it doesn't feel great to feel like you're reduced to doing the same motions over and over again. Yeah, might as well just exit out. I'm back. Because, I mean, a little bit of a backtrack isn't that bad. I mean, it can be one of those enjoyable experiences where you compare your character now to how your character did whenever you first went through the area, and sort of have a moment where, and I talked about it in I think I talked about it in episode 36. Like, it was either 36 or 37 whenever I was, like, rambling on about how, like, percentage versus flat damage versus, you know, damage and damage resistances work in various games and such. But, like, there's that sort of treadmill of progress that is totally fine to have, right? Like, it's part of how a lot of, games work, for want of a better word. Like, work isn't really the right term, but how a lot of games incentivize the player to keep moving, to keep playing, is the notion that you're getting ahead, right, by being able to compare how your character is doing against different benchmarks, set by the player and some set by the environment. Like, again, the set by the environment aspect would be like how your character is doing in this instance. Like, you return to an area and it's like, oh, I'm totally destroying this whole area now whenever I go back to it, versus how the first time you go through it, maybe it's more difficult, or you have to be more cautious or whatever. Like, your character's progress enables you to just blitz through an area because of more damage, more defense, more health, whatever. And then there's, like, some set by the player where it's like the goal that you wanted to achieve with your character, be it some specific skill or some specific state or some specific combination of properties that result in, like, a satisfactory alignment of forward projected goals being met and current position in terms of, like, character development, like what like basically where you've reached the plateau that you were looking for, that then enables you to build up from that to a new plateau that you look forward to, kind of deal. Like, that's sort of player created, like where that's in the mind of the player and will vary from one player to the next as to the validity of how that works out for them. Like, there will be people who don't really do the build planning thing and I know that sounds weird, but those people exist, who won't really do the build planning thing and who will just sort of like default, if you will, to just kind of doing it by ear, or maybe they'll have like a general idea. And I'm sometimes this guy where I'll have like maybe a general idea and then I don't stick to it. I'm often that whenever I play Souls-likes. So, you know, it's not always bad. For the first of those listed, the environmentally given contextual signals of progress, like of character progress, to sort of have to go back and go farm stuff. But again, there's this sort of, and I don't think you could ever quantify it because it would be different for every person, right? Like, there's different people are naturally going to have different tolerances for having to go back and or like go on different side journeys for whatever. I'll tell you this, like, one of the things that I absolutely hated about Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2, I didn't play Final Fantasy 13 as much. I got to the end and like my setup couldn't beat the final boss, and it was one of those like you get to the last part of the game and then find out you need to do 10 more hours and just don't. Like, that's how that was one of the first games that I did that with, where I got to the last boss, or like near the last boss, and realized how much more effort I was going to have to put in to be able to beat it, just bland grinding, and I just said, nah, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Someone else is beating this game, I'll go watch it on YouTube or something. Like, that didn't happen for Final Fantasy 13-2. I did actually beat that game, but barely, and one of the reasons why is because that game utterly and horrifically expects you to do like all of the side questing that is just not good. In the way, like, I'm sorry, if you like that game, I do apologize, because I know it's a purely subjective thing, but for me it was just not compelling at all. It's like, man, like, this game kind of wore out its welcome 20 hours ago, and it's demanding I stick around for what feels like nothing but the filler arc, right? This, like, this feels like nothing but filler arc. This, you know, whenever I was like, and this is kind of showing my age, and it's a terrifying thing to ever have to say, but whenever I was like literally a decade and a half younger, further than that, whenever I was like in my mid to early teenage years, that's why I could not watch anime that was like long form, like One Piece or Bleach or Naruto, is because it felt like so much of it was just filler that I absolutely hated it. Now, I haven't actually watched anime in actual years, but the last ones that I watched, one of them that I really liked, that's a good example of good filler, was, shoot. It's an anime with a name that I always kind of forget because of... Hold on. And I know the name of it too, hold on. Ushishi? That's it? Yeah, like, that anime is really good. I'll put up the name of it on screen. Now, that anime is really good for a number of different reasons, but the biggest one is that even the filler episodes don't feel like filler. And that's kind of my deal here, is that there's like a point where you have to do grinding or farming, and I say you in the general you that I kind of always use it, but I say that in this particular instance rather than I, because I like to think everyone eventually has this happen. Like, maybe you're a person who it happens really quickly. Maybe you're a person who it happens at, like, it has to be an awful, awful, awful long time. Also, nice that we got our level up. But I feel like for every person, there is eventually a limit where you go like, wow, I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, this feels like filler kind of thing. Alright, so that gives another plus 2% movement speed, which is awesome. But I kind of want to look at Arcanist. Chance for one of the following. So that's the base, and then this is the multiplier on that base. Okay. Plus 25% to all damage, huh? And that's whenever health drops below 75%. Okay, well, I want to upgrade this actually. Not just because of the crab. And that is partly because of the crab. Okay, hold on. Get down here to the... This is difficult with the right thumbstick, but... Like, burn, frostburn, electrocute damage. Like, yeah, I do want to up that a little bit because of the crab. But also, I don't know, I just think having some DOTs will help for stuff like this, like the regenerator type enemies. Like, having more DOT efficacy is good for that, and we're probably going to need it in the Forgotten Gods campaign, because if for some reason I'm thinking that there's like stuff that does regeneration there that's annoying. I could be totally wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. Yeah, I like to think that everyone has that happen eventually, where that feeling of this is filler kicks in. And that's like... That's not something you ever want to have happen in your game.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, goodness. Okay, bro. Also, the more DOT that I have, the more damage stacks up whenever I'm running away. Holy crap, I have to replace these boots. Like... Goodness. Go ahead and start putting points into cunning again. That says a lot. That says a lot that would still be doing plus 2,700 damage. Just to kind of give you an idea of just how ruthless and... Oh, hold on. That's with my controller. Let's see with the mouse. Plus 1,900. Still respectable. I still don't understand why it does that. But yeah, also, there's more damage being done whenever running away with higher DOTs, obviously. Anyway, how much dynamite is that? Where is my dynamite? 7? Alright, cool. Well, we have to get back to Devil's Crossing and sell some of this junk. Yeah, it's if you have that happen where you have that feeling of like, man, I really don't want to do this, the thing that helps me with it is always remembering that you're not doing it for no reason and that it is a worthwhile endeavor. Like, if you've committed a certain amount of time to it, it's not a it's not sunk cost fallacy thinking to reify that you're willing to put X amount of time into something because you want to, right? I mean, if your thinking is predicated solely on the amount of time that you've already spent, then you might be engaging in sunk cost, but if you already have the idea that it's worth X amount of time and you put that much in it, then, you know. That's just a good helmet. Except it doesn't have Sky Fragment. That Chaos Resistance is what's getting me there. Yeah, I'm gonna equip that, because then we can dump this. Wow, hold on. Wait. Why does that change my Chaos Resistance? What? Oh, that's Vitality Resistance. Right. Okay, that's Vitality Resistance. I was looking at that and thinking it was Chaos. I'm a bit dim. Sorry. That does mean I still retain high Chaos Resistance with the Damage Talisman on. I don't really give a hoot about Vitality Resistance. Says man going to die swiftly to undead. Plus 11% attack speed. Okay, let's see how much it is with the... That's a shotgun, huh? 87 to 344. That's the real problem. 24 acid damage. 36%. Yeah, no, that's bad. Never mind. I didn't realize it was doing, like, weird acid conversion stuff. 934 armor, huh? Bonus to all pets I'm not really a fan of, but that's required player level 66. I'm not too sure about that. I'll just sell that. The Guardians of Men here. Yeah, I'm good. How about the Guardians of Men there? Ignore some of the stupid crap that I say. I'm just being an idiot. I still can't get over just how brutal that mace is. That's like the reason that you play two-handed. One-button woman is going to be a two-handed mace user, just to one-up her homie one-button man. I've had that idea rolling around in my head that once I do this playthrough, whenever I eventually, I'm not saying I would do them back-to-back, but whenever I eventually do another Grim Dawn playthrough, one of the ideas is definitely one-button woman. There's just a hectic two-handed melee weapon user who just beats the crap out of everything. Wow, okay. That is a lot. I'm keeping that, like, on my person because that's more damage. That's a significant amount of damage. Just get rid of all that. Get rid of that. Sell off all that. No, don't want to do that. Just keeping this blue stuff. I'm gonna go chuck it in the bank. In the back side of the bank. I'll keep this just in case for some reason I want to go back to it. I'm just putting that there because I don't know what it does and I don't care for it. Ditto for these. Ditto for that. And scrap is scrap. Just gonna put it there. Just dump this stuff there. I'm not sure I care about it. That's interesting, but remember, like, getting up our physical damage is getting up the elemental damage. So getting elemental damage is like second order. No, excuse me, that's like first order concern. This is like second order concern. Like getting physical damage up is a second order concern. Where it's like elemental damage is improving elemental damage. Improving physical damage is improving physical and elemental damage through improving physical damage, which is elemental damage, if That makes sense. Like, that's what I'm kind of thinking there. Anyway, now we can finally return to the Blood Grove, and then Dark Vale Village if we absolutely have to, and I pray that we don't. Okay. I think this is the wrong way. Yes it is. I could have inferred that from the fact that I immediately saw ethereals, which is the opposite polarity of what I'm trying to deal with. Oh goodness. Again, another fine example of how much damage these things do. Oh hey, Kaimon's Chosen versus Necros. Okay, so it's gonna be around here somewhere. If it's not in the same spot this time, that'll be showing off, like, how it does move around. You know? Like how it isn't always in the same spot. And there's multiple different things in the game like that, which is really cool. I can't stress enough that I like that. Ugh, sorry. But it is like a thing to remember, that there's stuff that you're gonna have to look up, like, okay, where's the region in which that can spawn, kind of deal. Yeah, stop that. You too. Okay, so I gotta go through here. It would have been nice if they added some kind of like little trail marker through these, like make it look like it was trodden through, so it was a lot easier to see the places where you can actually walk. Ooh, that's gnarly. Alrighty. Okay, I'm way off course. I don't think it would be here. Yeah, the feeling's mutual, guys. Just another fine day to commit several dozen acts of tourism. Alright, knock another one here. Turn that over to get a food ration.
I can't do that.
Question mark. Now, hopefully I won't have to deal with that one guy, Mr. Overpowered Inquisitor. The last mob on planet Earth, well, on planet what? Cairn, the last mob on Cairn that I want to deal with. Ah, there it is. Yeah, see, it's in a different spot. And thus, so is my rift. Safety rift. So there will be one of those chests in here somewhere. We've just got to find it. Which is fine. It will probably be a bit of a pain to find it, but it's fine. It will be found. Just do a clean sweep of the area. Start with the edges and then move inward. Try to keep my head on a swivel and actually find it instead of walking right past it, which is a real danger. Okay. I mean, if it ended up being in the same spot, that would be dope. But I have my doubts that it will be. Like, sincere and severe doubts that it will be. Now, if we could just get it to drop, that would be fantastic. That would be chef's kiss, because then it would save a bunch of dynamite. Well, maybe not a bunch. It would save one, but still. One is kind of a bunch whenever you have to farm for it miserably. And individually, mostly. Alright, just trying to make sure I don't miss it. If it is around here. You gotta wonder where, like, these bone trees came from. What's that about? Kind of makes me think of, and I know it's nowhere near the same, but it does make me think of the, it's got the Elder Continent from, Fallen London in the Untersee, where if you're unfortunate enough to have your captain do the inadvisable thing of going upriver without figuring out how to make your ship actually survive the journey up the Blood River, like, you go far enough into the Elder Continent and you start getting descriptions of how the land is actually alive, and there's like bone trees with eyes for fruit, just crap like that. It's gnarly. Like how the stones are like all like wailing and stuff. It's kind of messed up. Yeah, it kind of makes me think of that kind of thing. Which in turn reminds me of what? I forget what game it is where you can cast a like a spell on like random inanimate objects, and it's a spell, right, that sort of imbues life or something like that. And if you cast it on an inanimate object, it just starts screaming because it can't comprehend its existence. Like that kind of thing. I don't know. My mind makes weird leaps. But yeah, the bone trees kind of make me think of that. Like, where did these come from? Because they look like they grew rather than they were sourced. Because most of the stuff here, if not all of it, and I think I did explain it one time, probably the first time we came here, but like, the idea is that these void rifts suck things into the void. So whenever you see like the house or the standards or like the flags or other stuff like that, that's stuff that was sucked into the void from a random void rift showing up. Is this it? No, okay. Oh, there's our buddy again, the 4 mana card. He does look like a, and in Magic the Gathering, he kind of looks like a 4 mana 3/4 with haste. And vigilance, maybe. Like a red-green 4 mana 3/4 with haste and vigilance. I'd play that card. Heck, I would play that card, yeah. I'll commit to that statement. That sounds like a good card. For 4 mana, I mean, haste, vigilance. It's good. Is that the... Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Gotta get rid of the local Griblies. Please give me the Blood of Cthon. Ancient Heart. That's just as good. Okay. You'll see why I said that in a minute. We're gonna go pay our buddy Horace a visit once we... Yay! Nice. We're gonna go pay him a visit. Heck yeah! Hey, fellas. I just want to leave. And there's the Inquisitor that I do not want to deal with. Alright, pal. Ouch! What a freaking OP jerk. Oh, and I'm in Manticore territory? I don't think I'm getting out of this alive. Yeah. Okay. You can have it, pal. Have it. Have it. I don't care. Have it. Have all of it. Keep the change. Keep the change. And the mange. You know, because of the manticores, right? Anyway. Alright. Time to hot-foot it. Don't mind me, Mentalgen. What an exciting Horus race. I'm just champing at the bit to... I can't with these puns. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. You know it's bad whenever even I'm like, nah, dude, I can't. Trying to remember where exactly he is. I think it's up here, right? Up and around this way. I think I've lost.
Not ready.
Gonna have to clear out a safe spot real quick. That evil laugh was pretty good. Yeah, oh, there he is. Yeah, okay, I can see him on the map. Excellent. You're gonna have to go look it up at all. Hey, Horus. So, Cathan. Okay, I guess I have to go Blood of Cathan. Yeah, bro, give me that. Now. Okay. What was the next one that we needed? It was Conflagration, right? Conflagration. And then the thing we needed for it was Flint core bolts. Alright. Right, we needed it for the flint core. And here I am. I'm pointing with my finger. Like, I pointed with my finger at this like you could freaking see it. I'm such an idiot. Okay, flint core bolts. Alright, let's manufacture that. And then, I already forgot what it was called. What was it called? Conflagration, that's it. And then... Okay, and we can finally make... Oh, Transcendent Power! Craft a Transcendent Relic. Well, I'm gonna go one further, pal. I'm gonna craft a Mythical Relic. Oh, there's no Chivo for that. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, thank you! Holy crap, that's like a minute late. I'll take it, though. Now, where did that relic go? Yes! 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 We are become Death, Destroyer of Buttholes. Yes! Yes! We can continue. We can continue now. We can continue the journey now. Yes! 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 I told you. I told you it'd be worth it. I told all of you. I told every single one of you it'd be worth it. They called me crazy. I told you. Yes! Yes!
Safe storage, no question.
Yes! Okay, we're gonna... we're especially stuffing those boots because we need to be able to have better boots, bro. I gotta stop wearing these stupid scuffed boots. I'm just gonna put all the blue stuff back here. And I'm also going to put our old rune there, because there's no sense in, like, discarding it. That would be kind of a waste. Especially in case I somehow find a better rune, which, spoiler alert, is almost certainly not going to happen. But, hey, I'm open to the idea. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay. 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 Alright. I'm gonna go put the dynamite up. Well, I guess I'll put up 3 of it. We're going to need 3 of it, right? Okay. So I'm going to be right back, and I know it's a little unorthodox, but just give me a second. Alright. Leaving that in for authenticity. That's what I'm going to say, because, man, it is a pain to edit that and then have to wait for, like, the entire length of the video to have it re-render or whatever, so... Anyway.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. Iron well spent.
Okay. I didn't spend any money, pal, but whatever. What is that little... arcane barrier? Wow. Excellent. So, with that all done, and with my ear getting itchy again... Ah, goodness. No, it's up here, it's up here. Now, we can get to... Almost. My sinuses decided all at once to just suddenly lose the plot. Look at that! Literally just dropping meteors. Why is this guy taking so much damage? Ascended Myrmidon. He does seem like he ascended. There we go. Why are we, like, doing no damage to these guys? What is that? That's weird. Anyway, we're casting meteors, so I don't really care, because everything dies to meteors eventually. See ya, nerds. I cast meteor. Multiple times. Look at that. Just meteor. That's what we're doing here. We are just casting meteor repeatedly. This is the best. That was totally worth it. Man. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I'm feeling completely reified in my decision to go do that. So yeah, I guess if there's one thing I want to say in this entire playthrough, if you have Ashes of Malmuth, what you want to do is figure out how to get Annihilation, prepare for the spot where you will need at least 3 Blood of Cthon and 7, 9, however many Tainted Brain Matters, and yes, you can also own Meteor on your gun, because that's based. I could also drink what's left of my tea and then look at the clock to see when I can go get more tea. Which will be soon. It looks like I'll have to cut the video soon, so I ran out of tea at like the perfect time. But these entities will have no such luck. The only thing anything here is going to run out of is time to live, because I'm going to be casting meteors and dunking them on their head like the nerds they are. Hello, denizens of the Malmouth sewers. I, the commander and tactician behind One Button Man, bring you his meteoric fury from the end of his spicy salsa gun. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be able to go right on through at the rest of Ashes of Malmouth with no problems. Yeah, look at that. And then getting the the freaking elemental damage up. Like, oh man. At least the damage over time stuff up, because, I mean, that's not bad, looking at that. It's not great, and I'm not sure if they stack, like, if you do Frostburn, and then Electroshock, or whatever it's called, like, if the 3 stack, but if they do, that is another good reason to do that, because you can, theoretically, if that's the case, get, like, 3 stacked DOTs, but who cares about any of that dumb crap whenever we're dropping meteors on nerds like it's... like we're the Tarid meteor shower causing the... what's that? I'm trying to think. I was trying to make a reference to, now I forget his name. The guy... I think he's a geologist. He's a really cool dude. I saw his appearances on Joe Rogan's podcast. The guy talking about the Tarid meteor shower and the, like, theory behind, what's it? Aw, come on, I'll remember it. Come on, brain, come on. Like, mentally, I'm doing the equivalent of, like, digging through a box of stuff. Like, throwing stuff out. Like, come on, it's not that, not that, not the other, not that one. Come on, it's the, not Tunguska. Tunguska was Russia. And that wasn't even, like, that was not even remotely the same thing. I just had it and lost it. Oh, what is it? Come on, brain. Come on. You ever look something up in your computer in the file directory and, like, you see the green bar slowly loading, and then at the end it says file not found or whatever? It's like that. It's that same emotion that I'm having right now. Like, come on. What was it? My brain just keeps giving me Tunguska, and I know that's not it. And I had it and lost it. I just slipped through my mental fingers again. What was it called? Come on. My ear. Ah, crap. That's definitely not what I wanted. Ah. Oh, man. Something impact theory? Hold on, now I've got to try to look it up. It's like something to do with the Tarids. Younger Dryas Impact. That's it. Yeah, okay. The Brave search AI coming in clutch again. That, I know I've mentioned it at least once, but the search AI for the Brave browser, like, their search, because Brave has its own search engine, and the search AI on that is fantastic. Like, I just put in, meteor impact theory 12,000 years ago, Tarid, something like that, and yeah, the Younger Dryas impact theory. And hold on, I need to now go back and look it up. Randall Carlson. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah, okay. So that's it. So if you're interested in this, and it's really cool stuff to, like, look at, it's the Younger Dryas. Right? There you go. And then Randall Carlson. He's the really cool geologist guy. His appearances on Joe Rogan's podcast were really cool. I mean, I don't know how anyone feels about, you know, that, like, Joe Rogan as a podcast host. I just like some of the guests that he has on sometimes. I haven't actually watched his podcast in, like, years now, I think. Mainly because he kind of stopped having on guests like that guy and had more, like, I don't know how to put it, just kind of folks that I don't really, you know, it's like I'm not really interested in a whole lot of popular culture, so, you know, having on someone who's like a singer or a comedian isn't really my thing. You know, I understand why people are into that, it's just not my thing, you know what I mean? I'm more of like a Randall Carlson or Graham Hancock kind of guy. Like, I love that stuff. Yeah, you know, to each their own, but I just love stuff like that, but yeah, that's the reference I was trying to make. That we're coming in like the Younger Dryas, dropping meteors on everyone's head. Kaboom! Suck meteor, nerds. Our meteors are meteor. Meteors. Holy crap. Okay, I don't think I understood what was behind that wall. Okay, so these are like ethereals that are doing some elemental stuff. I think I caught like lightning there, yeah. Fire, okay. Well, that's a lot of stuff to just have right behind a wall, huh? Well, I'm glad I'm getting rep with the Black Legion and such, but... So if this is like an optional dungeon, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and assume that there's not really anything back here for me other than XP. Not that I need anything other than XP to go somewhere, but... Or, you know, stuff to drop my meteors on, since I love dropping meteors on stuff. Whether it's Final Fantasy, Dragon's Dogma, Grim Dawn, whatever it is. Even if it's Warhammer 40k Mechanicus and I'm not even really dropping a meteor, it's just a Castellan combat robot, close enough. I love dropping meteors on stuff. I mean, the Castellan's better because it's not just a meteor, it's a meteor with arms, legs, and 40mm autocannons. So, you know, that's even better. But yeah, I'm kind of loving the meteor stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do that optional dungeon, since I do kind of want to actually make progress in the DLC so that we can get to the Forgotten Gods stuff. I mean, nothing against Ashes of Mammoth. Again, it's that I'm more familiar-ish by a little bit, not much, but I'm more familiar-ish with the Forgotten God stuff, and it also takes place in like a completely different area and with completely new like enemies and like a completely new sort of theme. So I'm kind of anxious to get back to that and finish that. That's a lot of oh, I'm very glad that I'm despised by them. That's very good. More meteors. I was hoping for more meteors, but it's alright. There we go, there's the meteor. Okay, so I'm hoping that I'll get to a decent natural stopping point soon. Oh, do I have to go through there? Maybe not. Maybe this is the way forward. I mean, if I have to go through there, then it is what it is, but... Again, the ranged character advantage is apparent. Who are these people? Are these necromancers? Who are you?
You better have a damn good reason to be here, before I assume you're just another ethereal. You're not from Malmouth, though. I'd know. Speak. Why are you here?
What is this place, other than a sewer?
As far as I know, we're the last pocket of free people in our once grand city. Most of us, including myself, are remnants of the city guard. We do our best to survive, mostly by scavenging where the ethereals are thinnest. But those opportunities are quickly becoming few and far between.
The Black Legion is on its way.
The Black Legion? They survived the carnage in the capital? I suppose if anyone was gonna pull through, you could count on the Emperor's finest. How do they plan to get here? The docks are destroyed. Aether fire surrounds us.
The way is secure. We just need a way inside the city. Hint, hint at the giant purple thing behind you, bro.
I don't know what that means, but if it's true, the best way into the city proper would be through the Candle District. The bridge was raised following the attacks, but the controls should still function. If you find a way to lower it, then the Legion can enter.
Sounds like a start. Okay.
If you're telling the truth, this could be the first good news we've had in months. That's if you're telling the truth.
Can I ask a question? What's the situation in Malmouth? I'd say it was bad, but we've gone well beyond that. The city is lost, the survivors are trapped between the Aether Fire and ethereal abominations. We are all that remains. I have another question. I met a Malmouth survivor, Amala. She survived the Aether Fire. That's nothing short of incredible. Then again, I'm not sure how you got here alive either. She and a small group foolishly set out a few weeks ago, but we assumed they all perished. She's the reason we're here. Remains to be seen if that's a good thing. Well, okay. She found relative safety down in Devil's Crossing. It's a small consolation that people survived elsewhere, but if Malmouth is any indication, a fate worse than death awaits them all in the end. A fate worse than death, not deaths. You're so cheerful. I'm just being realistic. We're nothing more than fuel for their hellish creations. We've already lost this war. Best we can do is choose where we die and how. Okay, pal, with that attitude, you're not going to win anything in life. I have another question. You mentioned the flesh works? Yes, it's what we're calling the massive fleshy growth that's been expanding out from Crown Hill. Prisoners and corpses alike are taken there. Nobody ever leaves. What comes out? Flesh-warped horrors beyond imagining. And we'll end this conversation and be back in a moment. Looks like we're gonna have to deal with some extra gribbliness, which is totally fine. We have this in hand. We have meteors on our side. Nothing can stop us.